Proverbs 26:18, a troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. You know, even the closest of friends are at risk when we begin to tolerate gossip. While people are talking negatively about someone behind their back. That's what gossip is. I'll give you a little insight into how we hire people at Revo. This is just something that I've learned. Whenever I sit down with a ministry leader or someone that's considering working at Revo, I will ask them about their previous job. I'll ask them about the people that they worked with, their boss. Hey, tell me about what your previous pastor was like. Tell me about your current team member. And I'll pay attention to what they say, because if that person begins to talk poorly about their team or their previous boss, then I can almost guarantee you that in the future, they'll talk poorly about me behind my back. They'll talk poorly about our team behind their back. That's a deal breaker for me. If you're going to gossip about your previous relationships, then you'll gossip about the ones in the future. When I hear my friends talking bad about other people, I just assume, hey, when I'm not in the room, you're probably talking bad about me. And that can ruin a relationship. Man, the way that a king speaks about the people in his area or the people in his kingdom has an impact. It sets the example for everyone around him. That's why King Solomon was challenging his boys. Be real careful. Don't talk poor about people, because it affects the way that people view you. It has an impact on your character and integrity. It defines what type of person that you really are. It can open up doors and certainly close doors, the way that you interact with people. There was a saying in World War II, it says, loose lips sink ships. It was this idea that if you're speaking about some sort of secrets, behind the scenes stuff that no one else knows about, there's always a possibility that a spy from an enemy country is in the room or somehow listening. So make sure that the words that come out of your mouth don't tear things apart. And gossip will do exactly that. Gossip can sink our relationships. Loose lips sink ships. Proverbs 26:20 says this, without wood, a fire goes out. Without a gossip, a quarrel dies down. Gossip is often fueled by the words and the conflict that happens in our life. That's actually how gossip works. When people begin to talk poorly about someone, they begin to pile. It's like piling wood on a fire, building it. And the higher it gets, the more words that are thrown in, the more that you allow them to build the fire and stack the wood, the bigger the fire is going to be. But the opposite, King Solomon says, is true as well. If we don't tolerate that language, it's like spreading the wood out. It's like putting the fire out. Even if someone in your sphere of influence begins to talk poorly about someone and the spark is lit, you can immediately step in and say, hey man, we're not going to talk about that. Hey, I just don't think it's right to talk about this person when they're not here. Hey, I know that's what you've heard, but that might not be all of the facts. In fact, that might be just a rumor that we don't know is true or not. Hey, listen, this is what I know. There's always two sides to every story. So let's get the right people involved around the table and see if we can help them solve the problem. All of those things, Solomon says, is like taking the oxygen out of the room. It's putting the fire out that gossip can cause. So for those of you that love to talk, people like me that even talk for a living, be careful about your words. Make sure that your words are not adding fuel to a fire that may one day be out of control. Gossip and firewood. That's Proverbs chapter 26.